right, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened?
Basic principles in this video you can use for a number of things. You can build a shed, build a dollhouse, build a pool pump house. Same principles apply. Find the foundation you're going to work with, measure it, make the frame of the house, make a roof, assemble, you know, and paint it to desired color. So there you go. Obviously, if you're building a shed or anything bigger, you're going to want to check with local permits and stuff for your county and your city. So keep that in mind. And there you go. So remember when I redid the pool pump and everything, and I was talking about how I wanted to build like a enclosure or partial enclosure to protect, keep the sun off this, also keep any rain, whatever. So that's what I'm looking at doing. This board's all dry rotted out, so I need to disconnect everything from that and attach it to a new board. So what I'm thinking is doing a board like that, and then maybe another one here and another one here. So I'd have 3 solid boards, and then this side would be open so I can still access the pump if I need to pull it out. Also, I need access to this. Now that's where it gets tricky, is I need to build a roof that can either hinge up or one that can detach, and I can move it to the side so I can still get my filter out. So that's the big thing, is having access to the equipment. So that's why if it can come off, I can get full access. So that's what I'm looking at doing. It probably doesn't need to be, well, except for this wall would need to be somewhat higher just because of the power. So it needs to at least be that tall. Also, I got to figure out what's going on here. I'm wondering if this is part of the sprinkler system, because there's nothing that waters this area. So I'm going to try to dig that up and see what's going on. Usually you see those circular things around the sprinkler heads. So I'm going to figure out what's that. Because if I'm going to like anchor this in, I don't know if I want to anchor it to the cement, which would probably be the smart thing, or if I want to put it in the side. But if I put it off to the side like they did, look at how it just eats away at the wood because it gets wet. The moisture from the ground eats it. So if I put it on the slab, that should be better. It's just figuring out how to do it. So that's what I'm looking at doing, is building an enclosure, but also still letting it vent out because that pump will get too hot otherwise. So it still needs to breathe, but also it needs to be protected from the sun and the weather. All right, so I'm in the garage. I got my saw out. I'm gonna start making this housing for the pool pump and pipes and everything. It's basically just to make a cover for it to protect it from the sun and weather and all that good stuff. So what I'm trying to do is not buy anything for this project. So this is like a budget build. The only thing that I might need to get, and I'll have to look if I have anything, is paint. And I know I need these little latches for it, for the roof, because I want to have the roof to be able to put on it and take it off so I can access everything. So I don't have those latches, so I know I need those. But what I do have, these are treated pieces of wood. You can see they're kind of funky. I'm going to cut those off, the ends off. And then this came off the front of our house. It's already painted. I think the back side is not, but I believe it's a treated board. So I can use this and just finish painting it. We got some other scrap wood lying around if needed. Already have the stuff to make the roof. So yeah, I'm going to try to make this as a budget build, but also make it look nice so it holds up and lasts a long time. So I just cut this piece. This is a piece of wood we used on our, I think our quail cage, one of the quail cages. So I'm just repurposing it. I cut that piece off. And then these are old shelves that was in our master closet. And the reason why I'm using them is, yeah, there's a good hole in that and over there. So I ain't gonna use these for anything else. So I might as well use them for this. They're in good shape. So we'll sand them, paint them, all that good stuff, and call it a day. I only need 3 sides. I don't really need a 4th. So we'll see. I'll probably just do a bar for the 4th side just to hold all the ends. But there we go. There's my pieces. Now this ain't as big as these sides, but that's okay. We still want the air to be able to get out and under it and let the heat flow through, or be able to escape. So yeah. All right, with some trial and error, I got all the sides on. So this is the side where the electrical is going to go. So we got the nicer wood piece. And this is the side where I'm going to readjust my the pool filter, where you attach it. I'm gonna move that so it's over here so you can get access to it. And on that side it'll be that one box will mount over there, that one electrical box. So yeah, that's the reason why I want this side open. This way, this side has where that fan and everything, you'll be able to get to it. And I want the sides on the bottom open so then that way a cooler breeze can come through and hit that pool pump so it stays cooler. But then the sides will protect everything from the sun. And I reused, like I said, all old pieces of wood that I had lying around. So yeah, this was leftover wood that Cambriea used for the redoing our bedroom, the walls on the bedroom. So lying around. So there we go. That one has holes in it. So why not? So now it still needs to be sanded, painted, all that stuff. I need to make a roof for it, but at least now I got the shape done and keep going from there. So since, I mean, I can do a lot of things, right? But tackling a roof line is hard for me. And I'll show you what I mean. All right, so it's coming along. It's just a pain in the butt. I hate doing angle cuts if they're not 45. And these are not 45 degrees. It's being more of a pain. I've never built a roof. So doing this is not easy, right, Bjorn? So I'm trying to, I know when you're building roofs or you know, ceilings, whatever, you want it vertical, not horizontal. So I'm trying to do all mine vertical, right? And the reason why I did these like offset is just so I can get at it and shoot it and put it in place. That's all. And realistically, I don't think it's going to make a difference. This roof's not meant to have it's not meant to take a load, you know, per se. It's meant to keep rain off. It's not meant for snow or anything like that. If it was, I know I'd have to do more of these and all that stuff. So far though, for it being lightweight, it's fairly solid. So we doubled up on this because this wood's light, and then I'm going to put those guys on it. So it's going to be light because of them being that PVC fencing stuff. So, but yeah, I got one side done ish, and I want it so it comes off so I can access all the pool stuff. So I'm working on this other side. This is being a pain because my angles aren't all the same. So it sucks and it's driving me nuts. So yes, I can do a lot of things. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect or great. I mean, I can muddle through it, but dang, this one's hard. This is a hard one. Building the frame was okay. It's just this roof. That's why there's professionals out there for stuff like this. I try to do as much as I can, and this is definitely, like I said, this is all recycled wood, so it may look not, it's definitely not going to be like, oh, you shouldn't use that wood, whatever. This is wood we have lying around. That's what it is. I mean, you can even see in some of my spots, I didn't have full pieces of wood, so I just kind of filled in. There's full pieces of wood for the whole surround, and then I kind of just to double it up, you know, use what I had left over. So Cambriea had all this wood from doing the room. I'm trying to use it. And yeah, it may not be the right wood. Oh well. It is what it is, and it's, like I said, it's meant to keep rain and sun off. That's it. So once it's painted, I'm hoping it holds up. Hopefully it don't blow away in a hurricane. There's that too. You see a roof flying around. Good thing it's not like super heavy, so like if it hits anything, it'll probably just shatter. But yeah, you're not getting the audio on this because there's definitely swearing going on. And there's a lot of me just measuring and cutting and screwing up and then throwing wood that I screwed up on. So that's real life right there. But I didn't want you guys just to hear all that, you know. So I'll keep moving on. I got to get this done. I really do. I got to get it done and get it painted. So I'm going to keep pushing forward. All right, I'm out here in the backyard, and not only am I going to clean that area of the fence, I'm also, these are some of these pieces. I need like 9 or 10 of them to do the roof for the pool pump housing. So I'm going to clean them all. You can see those ones are cut. Those are like ones I was using to dry fit. But I want to get all this crap off. You can definitely see like that like green algae, I don't know, mold. I have no idea. So we're going to go back to our old friend, the 30-second outdoor cleaner, house, deck, and fence, algae, mold, and mildew. So I'm going to spray this on, And I'm hoping it does the trick. I'm gonna have to do both sides, so I'm gonna have to flip them. So it's gonna take a little bit, but let's see what happens. Be spraying this stuff on any grass or anything. They say wet the grass first, so I'm gonna put it to the rinse mode on here, and that'll just use regular water to just wet down everything so it doesn't affect the grass. All right, so we're gonna leave that sit for like 15 minutes. It says like 5 minutes, but we're gonna let it really soak in and 15 it and then rinse it off. All right, so I got the structure all built. This is pretty solid. Is it perfect? By no means. I'm not a pro. This is best effort here, or maximum effort, whatever you want to call it. I am not a pro. So this is meant to be open. That's why there's just these two arms there. I got to figure out, do I want to add something to it or not? But for right now, it's holding everything together, so all sides are supported. But this is all done. And like I said, it just has to hold rain and block sun. So now just got to sand everything, rough it all up, get all this crap off, and then paint it. I got the roof panels all being cleaned right now. So that's where we're at with this build. Well, if you're wondering what tools I used during building this, I can show you. I got my blade, well, my right, they're all Ryobi, you know, your jigsaw. This is a 18 gauge airstrike, so it's a brad nailer. I got this little saw for doing the little weird cutting, as well as that. Obviously my drill, and then this saw, you saw me use that earlier. This is just a portable bandsaw. Oh, and I did use my circular saw earlier. Right there, 6.5 incher. But the main thing that I used to build this, besides that brad nailer and drill, is definitely my 10-inch miter saw, or sliding miter saw. I was gonna do something with that, and then I changed my mind. I still may use my table saw, but all Ryobi products. Oh, and then yeah, a hammer. And this, when I screw up, I gotta take stuff apart. And then obviously a ruler, level, whatever. And yeah, we still got wood left over. This is all left over from Cambrea's project, and then that's from my shutter project. So I still got wood. I used some of it, just not all of it. That's all scrap too that I've been messing with. I mean, I did build one thing and then I didn't like it, so I tore it apart. So that's why some of the stuff has some brad nails in it. So there you go. All right, so the boys are gonna help me with the sanding portion. Bjorn's got my my flat sander. What is it called? I'll put it in the thing. And then he's got my orbital sander. So this is the first time these are being used. So these guys are getting first crack at it. I know they work, but yeah.
Do I hold it like this?
You can hold it like that. There you go. And they're gonna sand this thing up for me. Not this part, but all the stained areas they're gonna sand. They got 80 grit sandpaper on it, so all right, boys, let's go to work. See, look at. Don't worry so much about this. Get just this stuff right here. So like that. There you go. Just like that, baby. All right, Bjorn, turn it on and get ripping. You don't have to be by the same. You can go on that side so you're not by Xander. Turn it on. Come on. Oh, Daddy can't even push the button. There we go. Just make sure it goes flat. See? See what it does? That's all you got to do. Is just keep going like that. Push. You got to make sure you push towards it too. There you go. Good job. So this is the first time the boys have used the sanders. This is the first time these have been used at all since I bought them for the, what was that? 4th of July sale. That's when I bought these sanders. They were factory blemished. Still have the 3-year warranty. But yeah, I got them from Direct Tool. Direct factory tool. Yeah. I can already tell this is looking a lot better. I don't know if I got to re-hit that or when I rinse it, it'll come off, but we'll see. So now I'm going to rinse everything and hopefully it all works. Looks like for the most part this got cleaned except for right up here, so I gotta focus a little bit more of the cleaner right there, but otherwise this is cleaned up and a lot of this is clean. It's gonna need a second coat. You can see like this one still got more, not everything came off of there, and this one still has some residual left, so, and there's still just like little spots on these, so I'm gonna give it another coat. And hopefully that'll get it fully cleaned. We shall see. So you saw this is what I had draped over the pool pipes and filter or the pump before, just to give it some UV protection, because this does provide a little bit. It's not a ton. I think it's like 15, max UV protection. But by putting it in the sides, then I know you're not going to get the sunlight in through that small area. So that was my thought, is I'm gonna recycle this. It's all torn up. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's not meant to keep out bugs or anything. It's just meant for the UV protection. So I'm gonna cut this up to fit this side area. And then when it's all done, you really ain't gonna, I mean, if it doesn't look the prettiest, it ain't gonna matter, because this is all gonna be covered anyway, so you're not really gonna see it too much. You'll just see it from the outside and it'll be like, oh, okay, there's, you know, netting and whatnot. But so yeah, I'm just recycling this torn up one, using it for this. Like I said, it's a recycled project, and the whole point is to make this house as cheaply as possible with what I have lying around and go from there.
Do you remember when we couldn't get enough of it all? We kept it going for so long, so long. I don't know where I would be if we let it go. 'Cause every time we try to break it down and build again, every time we try to make up for something lost, you know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky on a prayer, we go high.
All right, so here's all my fencing that I washed. You can see, pretty dang clean. I would say it got the majority of the stuff off. And then all I did was take a rake to it and the rest just wiped off. So I would say it's about 99% effective. There's some stuff that, I mean, obviously scratches and whatnot. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't want to come off. So for the most part, very effective. You can even see the fence too. It's all cleaned up. All that really nasty stuff that was right here is all gone. So yeah, I would say it works pretty good. And there you go.
Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny. But with a love like this, we'll never fall. All of a sudden, you'll be standing there with someone new, 'cause it's been going so wrong for so long. Let's keep this dream alive, the art of letting go. 'Cause every time we try to make a stand and start again, yeah, every time we try to make up and make amends,
Right, so we got the roof all on. But if you notice, we have kind of a weird, funky line in the middle. So I'm gonna make a roof cap, or try to. I mean, I know pretty much nothing about roofs. So what I did is I took some of that treated lumber that we use to make all our wood shutters and everything. So it's already treated. I'm still gonna paint it to match. But when I took my little device here, I took my measurement to see what angle I needed to go at. So basically it says like 50, 51 on here. So then you divide that by 2. And you set that on the table saw. So we're gonna put it at 25. It's gonna give me a 25-degree angle cut. I'm gonna cut 2 pieces of wood at 25, and that'll equal a 50-degree. At least in theory, that's my thought. I hope it works. I got all these tools. I'm like, oh, I could use this. And eventually I do get around to using them. This is one of the, I've used this one before, but not a whole lot. So got around to using it finally. So I'm gonna cut this piece of wood. I gotta find where I need to measure, and then cut off that 25-degree angle. I did square it up. I tried to, because none of these boards are perfect. So I cut each end and sanded it all down so it's smooth, so I can paint it then easier. I'm hoping this works. That's where we're at right now.
when push comes to shove, this time we can reach the
right, so me and the boys moved the surround into place, and all we did is just slide it right over where the old one was. I cut out the end so it'll fit. Got the roof over there. So now what I gotta do is you can see they already started falling off. Take the boxes off, the electrical, and mount them onto mine. Same with this one, which, this one's gonna be a little harder to do because it really doesn't have mounts. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But yeah. So now I just gotta move everything over. And some of it already fell off. That box fell off. I don't even think this box is attached. Nope. So I got to take this one off, which I could probably pull it off. That one's easy to get off. And then mount them. And then put this on and then figure out how I want to attach it. Because it is heavier now that it's all together than I originally was hoping, but not too heavy. Man, 2 people can lift it off, move it. So I don't know if I want to do a hinge system or just do the latch and just to secure it. And then obviously I got to mount this so it doesn't just blow away. Even though it's pretty heavy, it shouldn't blow away at all. But I want to mount it, actually anchor it so it doesn't move at all. But there you go. That's it all in place. Now I just got to finish it up. I think it looks pretty good. So that board was in such bad shape, I was able to pull everything off. So, still got to open the boxes and reattach, but it's all pulled off at least. All right, so we got this box all mounted. I still got to mount these other ones, but when I was looking at this is a solar control. We don't have a solar heated pool or anything like that. And if you look, the ground wire's not even hooked up in here. Let's see if I can get closer for you. That green wire ain't even hooked up, nothing. I don't know why there's all this rust in here. No idea. But I'm thinking I'm gonna disconnect this box. It doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna disconnect, I'm gonna get rid of this box. That way there'll only be the FPL, our box, and then that joiner box, and then probably in this box too. I don't know what this box does either, but it makes more sense than that not doing anything. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this box, and we're only gonna have that in this. There'll be one less thing in here taking up space. So we'll see how this works. Then maybe I might reposition this FPL box a little bit better. I don't know. But that's where I'm at right now with this whole deal. Right, so you saw that I took this box out. Don't need it. So I just disconnected the wiring, so I just pulled it straight out. All the wiring's there. In case for some reason I need to put it back, it's still all the way it's wired. I pulled this box out because there's no way to mount it besides here on the lower. But on the upper bracket broke off. So that's no good. So what I need to do is I'm going to see if I can adjust this. Hopefully I don't break it. And even if I do, it is what it is. But what I'm going to try to do is I got spare metal lying around. I want to make a bracket. So I started like bending it to see if this would work. So what I'm going to end up doing is cutting this piece off and make it easier to bend. Make a bracket to mount it to the wall. Use these mounting points if they don't break off. And then that way I'll have a place to hold it up on the top here and on the bottom. But I figured while I got it off, I would try and clean it up. The inside's not horrible. I mean, this inside's horrible. But even the mount itself and all this, I figure let's put some rust converter on it. Try to make it a little nicer. Hold up longer. I don't even know what this box is for, what it does, but it's hooked up. So I think I need it. I don't know. I'm not even sure what it does. But whatever. We'll hook it up and leave it be. but try to make it nice. All right, so I painted my box. It's got that truck bed liner on it now, so it should hold up better, last a little longer. I also did the rust converter before I painted the truck bed liner. Put that in so the wires don't get caught on metal. Did all new ends, put a new ground in. So we got this new bolt ground wire to connect to. So now all I got to do is hook up the wiring, put the new mount on, which is the one I made out of scrap metal that I had lying around, and then this should be done. All right, so you can see I got all that wiring all done over there. Got it all tucked away, nice and neat. And then I just connected up this. The connection that would normally connect to here is all rusted out, so I just put that plastic insert in to protect it. Otherwise, this thing's all wired. Now I just got to mount it. And yeah, like all the connections have been redone. Got electrical tape on everything, so hopefully it holds up. You never know. I mean, who knows? But yeah. I just got to mount this sucker. All right, so I got the box mounted. I got that cord secure, all that. This cord's not hooked up to anything, so I just cleaned it up. So yeah, kind of scraped my paint up a little bit on the ground down there, but I mean, you can see everything's mounted. Originally, I was going to have these guys mirror what they were before, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't like that door hitting on the pump and I can't open it all the way, so I moved everything over. So it took, where I had to disconnect a lot of stuff and reconnect it all up, but in the end, I think it turned out good. All right, so here's the house in action. Got everything all protected. I can still get to my electrical box. Besides being able to turn the pump on and off and do the timer from right there, I could just come to the box. There's an on-off switch in the box, which makes it very nice if you just have to quick cut power to everything. But really all I got to do is just hit the off button on there and I can shut it off. It's not really a big deal. You can see my bracket over there. It's working. So that's a big plus. And yeah, there you go. So everything's protected from the sun. I got this hose just kind of like folded up over here off to the side. And yeah, it's doing its job. The only thing I got to figure out is the top. Like, it's on there, not a problem there. Do I want to do a hinge system or do I just want it to latch on. I wasn't anticipating it being so close, so I might have to notch out a little bit right here so I can move this actually over a little bit more. Not really sure what I'm gonna do, but yeah, everything's covered up under there now, so it should be protected from the sun and the rain. And then the heat can rise, it can vent out the side here, and it looks a heck of a lot nicer from inside our pool area.